Okay, warning, I'm going to go pretty fast with this one. Just wanted to show you, I created this image, this edited image from this photo. Typically as a teacher, I'd say, well, if you want something like this, then get closer with the camera and shoot with a backdrop that's not distracting. Well, I had very limited space to do this. I had to set up a timer, um, and I at least got this shot within 4 tries. So I ended up getting this from it, and I was satisfied with it. First thing I did is I cropped the image. Okay, couldn't exactly crop it exactly the way I wanted when I was shooting it because I was shooting with a tripod and a timer and I'm in the image. So that was a little tricky for me. Okay, so there we go. Crop it, yada da da da. Still got this messy background. Want to make it black and white. All right, we know how to do that. Let's go with that. All right, good deal. All right. Okay. Got my black and white image. Oh, it's kind of flat. I didn't get all the stuff I wanted. So then I might go in and use curves. Okay, and edit that just a little bit. Can even use one of these custom things, maybe strong contrast, increase contrast, back. That'll work. Okay. All right. So I got a few things going on here already. We'll go with this. And the next thing I want to do is show you how to bring back color. Okay. When you create an image adjustment with the black and white cookie, this white box will show your change. If you want to eliminate that change in some area, such as the color in this instance, we're going to use a black paintbrush. What you need to do is go to your white and black swatches down here and just flip it. Use your brush tool. Make sure, of course, this is selected, so click on it just to make sure. And there we go. Paint it in, paint it in, painting it in. Okay. All right. Got this. And I'll show you what happens if I start painting areas I don't want to paint. No worries. You can always go back. I'll show you what you're going to do. This is not going to be, I'm not going to take as much time on the on this image as I did with the other one because I don't want to bore you, frankly. And I only have 15 minutes with Screencast-O-Matic. So there I painted it, but you can see I got some of the fingers and stuff in there. So I just flip this to white, go back. Okay. If I need to make my brush smaller, I can locate my bracket keys next to the letter P and use the left one to make it smaller. Go in there, paint it out. La 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 la. There we go. Okay, great. Okay, we're getting somewhere. However, this background, what's going on with that? Like, come on. Okay, so I gotta adjust this background a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make a copy of this background layer by hitting Command J. And I'm gonna kind of mess around with the background layer a little bit, with kind of the exposure, just to kind of like really darken it. And you're probably like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, well, there we go. That's fine. Mrs. Metropolis, you just got rid of your image. Yeah, I know, but I can hide that, see? Okay, and remember, with the, this whole white area is showing, so that means the whole change is there. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to, I want to make this whole box black. And you're like, well, it's black right here. Well, it's because I turned the exposure way down. I wanted a black background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click on this, make sure my black swatch is forward. Okay, because remember, white is the presence of the change. Black is the absence of the change. So here when I color those booties, the black represents the covering, okay, the covering of the change. I made it black and white, so all the areas around, here, I'll show you. All the areas around the booties are still black and white, but the booties themselves have been covered. So if I do that here, and I've got the black showing, and I've got this selected, I can hit Alt-Delete, and it covers this whole thing. So the change is not there. But if I want to bring the change back, then I flip this, again, making sure this is selected. I'm going to need a bigger brush for this. And then I'm going to go in and paint it. Okay, I'm going to go in and basically paint that deep exposure that I want to get rid of. Okay, or the deep exposure, because my background is a little, you know, I mean, I made sure to wear black because I knew, I was going to do the black background, so at least I kind of was prepared with that. But I mean, typically, this is the kind of editing you have to pay like people like a ton of money for, so you don't always want to have to do it. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so again, I made some whoopsies here. I started covering some things I didn't want to, so I can just flip this and go back and paint around what I'm trying to get rid of. So, I did do a few like different things with the, with this one that I didn't do with this one. Actually, I kind of like some of the detail that I was able to capture in this new one now. But again, this is more of like an advanced type of editing. I'm not expecting you guys to do this for your value stuff, because this is a more painterly sort of thing, and it can look a little fake if you aren't careful with it. So it's more just a little. What I'm doing here is I'm hitting X to flip back and forth between my swatches. It's just nice to have a free hand. So that's how I did that. As you can see in this one, the blue is a little brighter, so I could do another layer where I'm editing the blues and making that a little bit, a little bit brighter, a little bit more intense, and then I can show and hide whatever I need to do with that. So, that could be something like, another, like saturation sort of thing. But, I don't know if I really like the saturation on that one. But anyhow, so just be careful with your editing, and just, some of the things to remember is that, black is the absence of the change, white is the presence of the change, and that's, what these image adjustment boxes are. You can show and hide things at any point in time in a Photoshop file, just to kind of see where things are going. If you need to zoom in, you can hit Command plus to kind of zoom in, Command minus to zoom out. So when you're doing your editing, you can kind of maneuver things around, so on and so forth. Hopefully you found this interesting. Maybe it's something you can mess around with. As you can see, I did a ton of things, and I'm not expecting you to know all this stuff and do all this stuff right away. We'll get there with image adjustments and masks. This is kind of a mask mode sort of thing later on. But hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe it's just something to kind of, get a little fun, have a little fun with, explore with, and yeah, okay. So I'll be having a boy in February, so that's the fun little reveal here. So enjoy and have a good day.